Hi, Wolf. Yeah, not too bad. How about you? I want some of that eye tracker technology. That'd be cool. But I don't play games where it would be effective, needed, necessary. Where it would be necessary. Oh, good, good. Oh, and Wolf, I'm about to finish another chapter of that story I sent you. So now it will be 4 chapters done in a week. I miss that kind of production. I used to, before I got married and everything, I used to write a chapter a day for almost every story I had. Really impressive. At least I thought so. At least it was a little more productive. Hi, Space Glitch. How are you? We got some kind of blue aesthetic going on in the chat between Wolf's profile pic and Spaces. I like it. Oh, good, Space. How's your boyfriend doing? Good, good. How's school treating you? Oh, yeah, he seemed good. He seemed like good people, and he was here with us. School's going amazing. Great. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, just think about it this way: if you both decide to go off to university, you're both gonna have a whole lot of homework, so you can just sit together and do it all. Because in college, it's encouraged to do study groups with your friends. On a permanent hiatus from writing is like, girl, I used to think I could never finish too, and then I actually did finish stuff. It's not always to the standard I want later, but at least I finished. There was one, my very first ever fanfic, like massive one, was massive, ironically, was Mass Effect, and looking back on it now, it is cringe. Such cringe. But I don't have the heart to delete it off of the internet right now. Or haven't since I finished it. It's 50 chapters and almost 400,000 words. We FaceTime whenever possible. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that was my very first ever massive undertaking, was a Mass Effect fanfic. And at the time, I hadn't even really played Mass Effect. I just watched some clips of it, so I didn't really understand everything about it. So it's really, really, really bad. Like initially, it started off with like really basic, and then it kind of grew from there. Because in that time, I was playing the game, so I learned more about it. And yeah, I have better ideas. To me, it's that bad. I actually left a lot of stuff kind of unfinished on fanfic.net. I had an OC that I was writing for Batman, and she's kind of been a work in progress since I started that. I finished the story, but I just didn't finish it the way I wanted. Like it didn't go the way I wanted. Writing for a comic series, like just in general, writing fanfic for something like that is just a huge undertaking, and you have to consider a lot of things. And I just wasn't really prepared for that at the time. I'm a little more prepared for it now. I just kind of have to think about where I want to start and how. So I left that kind of unfinished. Like I finished it, but it's unfinished. I have a Dragon Age story on there that's the same way. It started off kind of going, well, based on my character in Dragon Age, and I was gonna I was gonna write this like massive trilogy about um, each of my characters was gonna have have a book, but now that I think about it, I'm like, there are things I would do differently. Why do I have to stick to the story? I'm gonna write it how I think it should have happened. Now I feel like it would have been better if it had happened that way. Um, and I wrote some other short ones that, I mean, they weren't bad, but now looking at them, I'm like, a little bad. And some of them, I'm just like, they were a testament to how I was at the time, so I'm just gonna leave them as is. One of them I started to update and to try to fix, and I'm just like, I need to figure out what I wanted to do with this story before I do anything. And that was a fanfic I was writing for Death Note, and that was about a very complicated chain of events that led to Light having a daughter post-mortem. Not, well, I mean, yes, but technically Misa, it's his and Misa's, and technically she was pregnant with the daughter when Light died, but she didn't know about it yet. And it was about that time, and about how at first it was going to be about how she took over the Death Note and became like better about with it, but then it became about how Nier wanted to, because Nier took over Zell, how Nier wanted to create a new Kira, basically because he was bored and he didn't like how his fight with Light went. So that was that. In April the 3rd, it will be a year since we started dating. Around April is also prom. It's great. It's your adaptation of this story. You don't have to follow this. No, but I mean, I have to follow some of the events that happen because even in story, certain events will trigger other things. It was just more like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, why did the king have to die? Why couldn't I recruit certain characters sooner? It's like there's this character, his name's Ogren. He's a very cool berserker dwarf from the empire, basically the empire called Orzammar is a dwarven empire that's built into the mountains. It's really cool. It's honestly, of the places you go and travel, it's the biggest compared to it's comparable to the country you come from in game. It's the biggest. It has the most detail. It has the most, like, some of the most side quests, some of the most heartbreaking side quests, and it's like the biggest the biggest arc of any of the side missions that you go on. Not even going into the place called the Brazilian Forest can compete. But it's like there you meet Ogren there, and in the DLC after Origins Awakening, Ogren can become a Grey Warden, which is what you are. I'm like, why couldn't we do that sooner? Like, why not? He's obviously there to become, like, he comes later and he wants to become. Why doesn't he just become one right there? And it didn't make sense to me. They did a lot of things that were different. I mean, I get they added Ogren and Awakening because they wanted to continue it. Well, yeah. Well, they were trying to do this thing where they had a mix of old and new side characters for you, which they continue to do in all the subsequent games after. For example, after Dragon Age Origins and Awakening came Dragon Age 2, and in that one, they stuck kind of to doing only one familiar character. The side character that was familiar to most of the previous players was Anders. He was in Awakening. Awesome in Awakening. I wish he'd been a romance option because I'd have dumped the king for him. He was awesome. And then in Dragon Age Inquisition, you had a couple of side characters come back. You had Varric, who was in Dragon Age 2. He was your dwarf character. He was a really cool author and everything. And Liliana, she was from Origins. She was your bard. She was your rogue. You also had a side character in both Origins and Awakening, or Origins Awakening, not Awakening, Origins and Dragon Age 2. His name was Cullen. He was a Templar, which means he was like their anti-mage police and the soldier of the a soldier of the church. And he became one of your 3 commanders in Inquisition. He ran the army. He was cool. He got cool. He was really lame in the other 2. Like he really, really was. Oh, plus now he's giving me all attention. Oh, that's good. That's good. Did Wolf leave? She may have dropped. She may have dropped. Yeah. I think she told me last week she might be having internet issues, so that might be part of it. Speaking of Death Note, I was thinking about this. After the reposting of these days, Death Note. Wait till the world leaders get together. Corrupt them with alcohol disease. Oh my god, that'd be great. Any particular reason why you quit, or was it just one of those things where you're just like, I can't do this in school, so I quit? I mean, that's fine. It's fine either way. Nope, sorry, still. Oh, you're good. You're good, Wolf. We were just like, did your internet drop for like a second? Because you did go a decent chunk of time without responding, so I thought maybe something happened, and so did Space. Hi, Sharose. Good to see you. So I don't know if y'all remember, but this was also going to be a two-hour stream to make up for your last week. So if you want to stay the whole time, you can. If you don't have to. It's up to you. I'm good. How are you, Shar? Yep, the second thing also. Yeah. I can understand that. I quit my last job for mental health reasons. Plus, I was underappreciated. That makes it sound bad. I was being overworked and criminally underpaid for what they were having me do. Because come to find out later, I was doing the job of like at least 3 people. And they couldn't find 3 people to take over my job. Well, good. I'm glad to hear you're fine, Shar. Anything new and exciting happening in your life? And you didn't miss much, Shar. We've just been talking about writing and how my writings have evolved to things I'm a little bit proud of. That's bad. That should have given me a raise. I know. So you want to hear what's funny? And you want to know how I knew that something was up. So when I started working there, I was getting paid $13.50 an hour. And I was basically taking on a management role after like less than 6 months. Oh, nice, Shar. That sounds awesome. Very supportive and love one another in this house. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So I was making $13.50, working full time, doing basically a management job after 6 months. Okay. Then I was made a supervisor. Oh, not a supervisor, a team lead. I was supposed to be made supervisor later, but I was made a team lead. That paid $15.50. $15.50. And then a little under 6 months later, I got a raise to 17. Okay. Keep that in mind. Here's the funny part. I was making 17. All the people below me, so like the people I was, a lead of, and all the new hires were making 16 an hour. I was making 17. They were making 16. And that's kept up until I quit. And they were like, there's talk of making a supervisor and you'd be making more, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, probably making 18, 19 an hour. But I mean, maybe it'd been at least 20, but I'm like, it wasn't worth it after a point because they weren't listening to me. They weren't taking anything into consideration that I was saying. I was telling them about problems and they were just ignoring it. I was telling them how to do certain things in this program I was in charge of, and they were just ignoring it. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. And then they're like, "Oh, you're expected to work in office. You can be hybrid, but you're expected to work in office." And then all the new hires were working from home. All of the other leads were working from home. I'm like, I really don't want to be in office. Can I work from home? Yeah, I could. Sometimes. Most of the time I couldn't. And then my boss would just dip out. Wouldn't even tell us that she was gone. She would just leave. And it's like, what if we need you, chick? She would take every Friday off. She would be gone every Monday too. She'd be working from home on Monday. So then I'd have to come into the office early. And I was working 12-hour days. Yeah. It wasn't the greatest. Let's see. We've missed talking with you too, Shar. Last Friday during history. It was the best. I love this little back and forth between Char and Space. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, you're right, Wolf. It wasn't the best. I thought it. It wasn't for what it was. Initially, it wasn't bad. I was honestly just keeping that job until something better came along, and then I couldn't find anything better at the time, and I'm just like, you know what? I can't wait for my husband to start school and then finish school for me to leave. I won't survive mentally. And this was when I had my epiphany. I took a day to myself because my family was sick. And I called in and I was sitting there, I'm like, this is the most stress-free I've ever felt on the Monday before. And I realized after that, I was waking up every day dreading going to work, wanting to cry. I had to go in sick because nobody else was available to go in early. Our boss had dip set to go see her daughter-in-law after she had the baby. And she literally left in the middle of work and there was no plan for who was supposed to come in and open the office. There was no plan. She left us without a plan. We let 3 employees. Keep in mind, we only had 3 to 4 employees there. In office, we had a bunch, working from home remotely in other areas, but in office we had 4 people, including me. We came up with the plan and we had to tell our other supervisor what was going on and what our plan was. And she was like, "Oh, thank you so much for being flexible." I'm like, it's not our job to be flexible here. It's our job to know what the plan is because this isn't in our job description. We're not supposed to make up the plan for when our boss decides to just dip set at 10 o'clock in the morning to drive to Arizona. Oh my God, you guys are great. But yeah, that was was my experience. And I'm glad I'm not working there. So Tech did pass his final, so he did graduate. The other tests are to see if he can get a further certification. So he's already passed his he graduated. He's officially in cybersecurity now. He's officially there. He's just waiting now to see if because he's doing these other tests to get further certification. So these right now are just like bonuses on top of his title already. So, I mean, he seems to be going pretty well. What a crappy boss. Yeah, my boss was really crappy. I will let Tech know you say congratulations, Wolf. Loud. Sorry, my husband's Discord is up and it beeps every so often. No, actually, he might be, but I don't know because I know he has his friends over, and I don't know why he'd be on his phone like that. Yeah, maybe. But I'll still tell him. And my new job, actually, I like. It's very similar to what I was doing previously in the crappier situation, but I'm being paid more, and I get to work from home. And they're really flexible about, so the last job, I can't even call it that. I didn't make it out training really, that I had. They were like, you can't have anybody on camera. You have to not even have your phone in the same room. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bet. So I had my phone with me all the time. Because at one point, because they're like, oh, you have to be on camera all the time. Then we get in there and they're like, and the chick's like, so I know you're supposed to be on camera, but it interferes with my screen share. So we weren't on camera unless we had to come up and talk, and hardly anybody came up to talk. So I got away with being on my phone all the time because I didn't have to be on camera. And here they don't care. They're like, yeah, I understand you're an adult. If you have to get up and go, just, turn off your camera or whatever. You don't even have to let me know. I trust you to be responsible. But if you're, taking a while, I may call out to you. Like, that's really, really shocking. I've never had a trainer that actually understood that we're adults and not children. It was nice. And I can be on my phone or whatever. Because I've found I can't just sit there and, stare at the screen and listen to it. I can't do that. My brain doesn't function that way. I have to be like doing something. So, but I can listen and I understand it. Like, I really do understand the job and I understand everything, how it works, but I just have my own distractions. So I'll either be on my phone or I'll be on my own computer writing. I'm not on like on the internet. I'm just like either looking at stories to read to help my brain or I'm writing stories. But I'm still listening to what she's saying because I keep the headphones on. And I still participate in class and I still understand what's going on. So I'm like, as long as it's not interfering with my ability to understand and do this job, I don't see the harm in it. You're like a kid in class. I know that's how they treat me. But I mean, again, I think I have like some low level ADD and I need something to distract me so I can learn. I never had that in school and I never felt like I retained anything in class. So maybe if I had something, it would have helped. Like even in college, I would find my mind drifting back to writing. And I'm like, maybe if I'd had my computer there and just sat there and wrote, they would have thought it was notes or something unless they, came up behind me and started reading it. But I always sat in the back of the class and they never really came to the back. Maybe if I had done that, but I never wanted to take my laptop out of my house. So I'm like, oh my God, what if it falls and breaks? You guys are great. Yeah, yeah, I like it a lot more. It's again a lot more familiar to me. I don't have to be on the phone with people all day, and I feel like I'm actually doing something. That last job was not it. You guys are so cute. We're gonna have the next hour and a half of just Char and Space arguing over who loves each other more. Even though they both love each other equally, they're still gonna argue over it. I really hope, because I'm hoping to film some tomorrow. Hoping to film some more challenge videos. Not just, try not to sing. It would be kind of like the quiz one, like the voice. I guess the voice. I think I have a couple of those picked out, and I have a few guess this guess the song or guess the anime for the song, something like that. I have a few of those, so I'm gonna do more challenge videos, and then I have a couple of other videos lined up. I have CL's birthday, and then CL had like DM'd me another request video, and because it's October, it'd actually be really good timing because it was what if Hanji told Aaron scary stories, and I'm like, that would actually work for October now. Yeah, we're just gonna let them go. And then if you have a weekly hangout next Saturday, you're probably not attending because I have a concert. No, you're good, Char. Yeah, you told me you're good. I don't know. You've been looking forward to being able to go to a concert, so you do you. I understand people have life. This is just my part of my life. Lip sync destiny. I know. I know. It just feels like they get harder. Like every time I do it, it just feels like it's getting harder. I'm like, oh, because you get lulled into that sense of like you forget what you're supposed to be doing, so you go to almost sing along, and it's like, nope, can't do that, or otherwise I lose. And then I'm hoping to also start filming the alternate universe one, and then I actually had a new idea. It's gonna sound really random, but and this is gonna make me sound so lame, but thanks to the world of TikTok, I had a song stuck in my head for years because I don't have TikTok anymore. But it was a really upbeat song. It was like, "Think you're going crazy? I've already been there." And I like looked it up, and I'm like, I gotta find out what this song is. Now it's stuck in my head, and I have no idea what it is. And it was a FNAF song. It's called "Join Us for a Bite." And I was listening to it. I'm like, this is awesome. And then I watched the video. I'm like, this is amazing. And then I'm like, I should do a video. I'm like, why? I'm like, I could dress up like, oh god, Circus Baby, I think her name is. The one with the red hair, red pigtails, and red dress. I'm like, I could dress up like Circus Baby and sing this song, and it could be creepy AF. Because I could like cut in stock footage of it. I'm like, that'd be cool, and do makeup that makes me look like an animatronic and stuff. Because I've kind of been giving it a try by listening to it and lip syncing, because I have an idea of how I want to do it, and I'm testing it out. I'm like, this would probably look really creepy if I was in full makeup. I'm like, it's Halloween too, so I could probably find the grease paint, or at least a lot of face paint that I can use on my exposed skin. I'm like I really want to try this and see if it works, but I need to figure out like filming locations and stuff. I'm like, I could do it in my living room, just because so the background, like the back wall in my room, in my living room and kitchen, or my kitchen, living room and dining room is cement brick, like big blocks. So I think that would work since it's supposed to be sister location, and sister location took place in a basement. I'm like, I used to have walls like that in a basement, so let's do that. Well, it's October, so if it works, I'd watch that. Nice. You guys are so cute, Shar in space. 29 days. Shar, if you want to, since it is so close to your birthday, which is awesome that you have a birthday so close to Halloween. Please, if you want, drop me a request for a fic or a video, and if I have it now, I could probably get it out by your birthday. Like, I'm learning, I need to tell people this sooner. Otherwise, it'll be months later, unfortunately. Poor CL. I feel a little bad. No, I feel a lot bad. Let's be honest. I feel a lot bad, but I'm going to say it's a little bad because I don't know. I just feel bad. And I finished my one for Ira, and I'm like, I gotta send it off to her. It can be any request. It doesn't have to just be Aaron Levi. I'll do any research I need to if it's a fic, I'll do any research. If it's a video, I'll do what I can. Oh God, how long is this? I can't read. Oh, how come? That's unfortunate. If you need to go to sleep or something, do it, sure. I'm so sorry. And then I was thinking maybe with the Aki Bento, the last one, the Sayonara box, I might do a giveaway. Like for a couple of the items, depending on what they are. Nobody gets a t-shirt by being so that one's already mine. But anything else, see if anybody wants to have any of the items. Would you ever do a video on supernatural characters? Like talking about them or as them? Because I don't know. It's fine, I'm not tired. I forget to take voice. Okay. You have a cool birthday too. And actually, my new niece is supposed to be born around that time, so we'll see. As both. Oh. I don't know. I would definitely need to get more wigs and some flannel. And I would definitely need to work on my voices a little more to sound like Castiel and with that really weird raspy gruff voice that Misha does, and Sam and Dean too. So I'd have to do some practice on them. Ooh, okay, space. And in a trench. I'd get it. Yeah, that wouldn't be a closet cosplay. That would be like, I needed to buy a lot. So I don't know, maybe. Depends on where the channel goes, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to expand my content and it's not doing well. I don't know. I don't know if people just prefer me to do cosplay. And I'm like, I like cosplay, but it's a lot of work. It really is. And I like doing the shorter challenge videos because I can literally pop those out in like a couple of hours. Whereas cosplay, it takes me some time because I'm filming and then I have to switch character and film as that character and try to remember what I did as previous character. Because if I went back and watched everything, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to use out of this yet. So I try, and then I have to edit everything down. And I actually timed myself once when I was editing one of my bigger videos, like my over 10 minutes one. It takes over 3 hours to just get it edited down to content I like. That's not even, that's like deleting all the pauses and everything. That's not including putting it order. That's not including adding any effects. That's like, that's just editing everything down to usable content and then going through and seeing what's usable out of, like, what's further usable out of it for the story. And I'm like, I'm like, damn, that's a lot. Because I will have pauses in character. So if I need to use it for like cutaways or something, I have that stock. I have that stock film. But God, I sat there after I had finished and I'm like, total, this probably took me 5 hours just in editing. And then it took me an hour at least for each character for getting into costume, setting everything up, filming, and then taking the makeup off to then switch into the next character. And even then I can't do it sequentially, or at least, back to back, because, with how long it takes, usually somebody's up by then. And I'm like, I'm not going to film cosplay while people are awake around me. That's rude. Then I stop and I wait for the next opportunity I have where there aren't people around or everybody's asleep or something. Oh, dude, I want ice cream now, and it's almost 10 o'clock at night, and there's nowhere for ice cream. Unless you go to Walmart. I already have flannel. Dude, we could do it. We could do a cold read as freaking Sam Dean. You do you if you want to do other stuff. I will, but I mean, if it doesn't, like, I don't know, if people don't enjoy it, I don't know if I'll do it. So we'll see. Agree with Aaron. You guys are so cute. Dibs on Dean. All right, you can be Dean. I don't mind. If I get my hair cut in a couple months, I probably could pass for Sam. Let's get it chopped up to here, like he had it in, I think, season 9, like, the last season. You just had it up to here. Dude, that just sounds good. So, Bluebell, one of my favorite ice cream brands, they came out with a new one. It was salted caramel brownie. Like, that sounds decadent, and I could go for that. My hair is twice as long as yours. See, I like to use my hair though, like in my cosplays. It just seems more natural. Like if I got it cut up to here, like for Sam, I could use it for Aaron. Because I'm still going, like, from this new AU where it's the teacher one, do I want Aaron to be in his wig or do I want Aaron to have long hair? I don't think Dean would have ever been hippie. I think it like goes against everything he stands for because he makes fun of Sam for the same thing. God, what if they had both been hippies? Like, or hippie-like in Dean's words. Eating healthier and doing yoga and stuff. That would have been great. That would have been hilarious, watching Dean be a hippie for, like, an episode. Oh, thank you, Space. I also need to find a few more wigs because I want to. Oh. You guys are sweet. I also need to find more wigs because I know it's Halloween and I can find some because I want to redo my Carla wig because I'm not happy with how that turned out. And I want to do a Mikasa wig because, it'd be fun to introduce her into all of this. I already have a wig I think I'll use for Historia. It was my Misa wig. I think with Historia it could be just as cute. What else? Yeah, I just want to buy some other wigs to just use for other characters, so that'd be cool. To like, I don't know if I'll do it now or I'll wait till everything goes on sale, but maybe I'll wait for everything to go on sale. Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys are cute. He kind of was when the food made them act strange. You couldn't even have pie. I know. I think my favorite episode of like that involved food was the oh god, the weird big sack burger that Sam told him to take home or something. He didn't get a chance to eat it and it like turned to goo. The kid in detention because they call me a really mean name. Well, I'm glad they at least, took it seriously. Getting tired of people not taking it seriously when names are being thrown around like that. It just seems unfair. Oh, I'm so sorry, Shar. That was bizarre. Mm-hmm. I would agree with Wolf. God, I almost think my home is messy. This is the view you see. Like looking, I'm like, oh my god. You could just see all sorts of clutter. And I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put half this shit. So why am I upset about it? Because I have nowhere to put it. It's a lose-lose situation. I did feel good today, though. I got a lot done cleaning-wise. Like, I think even Levi would have been a little proud of me for how much I was cleaning and how thoroughly. Why do I trust Sharon enough to give them my number? I don't know, Space. That is your prerogative. I won't tell you one way or another. I love that, Shar. I'm sure it's a quote from something, but I like that. I'm going to use that if I ever get the chance. I don't really get the chance to get anybody. Carmen is a bitch, and so am I. I could see Levi or Hanji saying that, to be perfectly honest. More Levi, just to be sassy. Got permission from the disciplinarian if they say anything mean to me again. Wow, that's good. Most of the time, they just tell you to, leave them alone. Don't be in the same room or same hallway or whatever as them. Don't give them the opportunity. It's like, we go to the same school? Kind of hard to avoid them completely. I'd go back in time and tell high school me to knock off my cheap shit, but, I wouldn't learn half the lessons I did if I did that. You're fine, Space. Again, if you feel comfortable enough with Shar like that, go ahead. Just don't do it in chat here because I can't guarantee that it will get deleted in time for nobody else to get your number. So, I'd say Discord, but I don't think you guys have Discord. It's like the only safe thing I can think of. Unless we all got like, well, no, because you need each other. Sometimes I wish YouTube had private messages just so you could avoid situations like this. Or giving out your information would be like giving out your information to a lot of people. Exactly. We talked before, or Wolf. We've talked. We talked on Discord. That was fun. That actually was a lot of fun for me. I'm sorry that you don't like talking on the phone. I won't do that again, but that was fun. Oof. I mean, you could be on the phone, but it would just be like, well, you don't have to talk on the phone. We want like texting. I'm a pathetic human being. I have like nobody to talk to other than my family and my husband. I don't have many friends. Any friends. Ooh. I might have it. Age restricted. I don't know. So this is just Discord. Let me see if I can add you. What's your username on Discord, Char? Because again, Discord is, at least with Discord, you can just it's a little safer to give out the Discord name than it is your phone number or anything else like that. So I guess I'd feel safer with people giving out Discord number, because at least on Discord you can legitimately keep people away from you. One of my guy friends gave me his number when I texted him. He said, "Oh God, that sucks." Yeah, I ran into trouble like that in high school too. My mother won't let me have Discord. Well, I can understand why. There's a lot that could go wrong, but it's also, I don't know why, but I feel like for some reason Discord's a little safer. It's not as like, I don't know. Facebook has gotten so bad, and then I think Instagram's just pointless. Just to have one. I'm like, I wouldn't post anything on there if I had one. Which is why I use Discord primarily. And I thought about I had a Twitter for a while. But I'm like, I don't even understand how Twitter works. And I found out later, it's like if you don't have a blue check by your name, your tweets aren't even seen or considered. So why bother? And it's hard to get a blue check because you have to basically be a celebrity already or on the verge. You can't just be somebody who's up and coming. That's true. No, it was fun, but not when it was static. It's just random family members. It's just wanky. I get that. I like that with some of my family members. I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk to you anymore. This was just an obligation. I have that with a couple of family members. There you go, Insta. I mean, yeah. Insta probably be good too. To talk on or whatever. Yeah, I'm like, I feel I'm from the age when technology was like cutting edge and everything was new, and I have absolutely no idea how any of it works. No, I didn't get Facebook until I was 18, and I only had it for like a year, and then I got rid of it. I have email. That's about it. Let's see. I have email. I have YouTube, but that took a lot of persuading in me to get signed up for YouTube. And then to even start it, I was like, nope, you're not starting this until you have some idea of what you want to do. I never had MySpace. I was never in any chat rooms. We didn't even get a computer until I was like 8. Like one that could legitimately do things till I was like 7 or 8, and even then we weren't allowed on it. And when I got my first laptop, I was told you can't be connected to the internet. It's only for your writing purposes, because that's what I said I wanted for a birthday gift, was a laptop to write, because I was getting tired of trying to write in pencil and pen on paper, and I felt like I was missing out on so much. Like I was like, I can't, my brain and hand can't keep up with each other. So I basically asked for a glorified typewriter. I actually didn't get access for the internet for that until I started college. And even then I was heavily monitored. My mom was like, I will go onto your laptop anytime and check what you're doing. I'm like, go ahead. I'm like on fanfic. Fanfic.net was one that I had, and I didn't even I was like, I don't know if I would talk to anybody on here. That, and then I had DeviantArt, which I don't have DeviantArt anymore, and it's changed from what it used to be. And I'm like, I don't like this change, so I'm not going to be on it any longer. I recently signed back in, and I was like, this is weird. I can't even get to any of my old favorites. So the main things I have are YouTube, Archive, fanfic.net, email, everything else. And I had TikTok for a while. That was mostly during the pandemic, and that was mostly just for entertainment purposes. After a while, I realized how much I was on there. I'm like, no. Like even with YouTube Shorts, it's kind of bad. I'm like, that's just, I need to stop. But that one's harder because I'm on YouTube. Why are moms so overboard? So after being a mom myself and watching investigative discovery, I can understand people's concerns about the online world. People are crazy. People are scary. And because of ID, I had a legitimate fear that when I was pregnant, I was going to be murdered. Because I had watched so many stories about women being murdered while pregnant. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be one of those statistics. That was a weird thing about my pregnancy. That is a weird thing I will admit to. I had some paranoia about that. I was just like, I don't know why. It just seemed so scary. I'm like, I'm so vulnerable. I'm a growing human being. This is the most vulnerable I've ever been. And so I was thinking that somebody was going to talk to me and try to get me to be their friend and then cut my baby out and leave me to die. So I saw plenty of that on ID. I'm like, probably best to stay away from the murder shows while you're pregnant. But of course I couldn't. That was my knee. And the same with YouTube Shorts. Yep. I'm not kidding though. Like, I'm not making that up. That happened. I watched several I watched several things. I watched several episodes where that happened. And I'm like, it wasn't even that like particular scenario. It would be like the guy got mad that his wife was pregnant, so he offed her or something like that. I'm like, I've realized the number of pregnant women that die on shows and ID. I'm like, just I guess not everybody sees children as a good thing. you want me to say? I sound like I did it. I just watched the damn shows. 'Cause- Oh god, it's strangely addicting watching those shows. Like I would have 3 main channels that were my go-to when I had cable. Food Network, Food Network, TLC, and ID. I like to watch Food, Life, and Death. Yeah. Making me I don't know what you want me to say. I get it. It's dark. It's horrible. It's not like I did it. I just watched the show. And you guys can delete those messages too if you want, if you don't want anybody else to get your instas. Those weren't for my fix. That was just my paranoia when I was pregnant. I was gonna get murdered for being pregnant. And then those memes that come out, like what's it's like it's like writers do more research than anybody, and you research the weirdest things, so people probably think you're a serial killer. And I've actually seen like the prompt where it's like a serial killer and a writer go on a date and they discuss murder things, and they're like thrilled with each other. Like, oh my god, that would be crazy. And it's true though. Like writers do so much because we have such different like writers in general have such different ideas for like death and mystery and stuff. So we look up things like, like how would you kill somebody without it looking like you killed somebody, stuff like that. And it's like if the FBI would release a search history after you've done a deep dive, they'll be like, what? Because I think I looked up recently, what does a dead body look like? What does a dead body smell like? What is the decomposition rate of an unpreserved body? Like, I looked up some weird, and it was purely for a story. But if you looked at it otherwise, you'd think I had murdered somebody. So I'm like, I hope nobody around me gets murdered, because they're gonna look at my search history and they're gonna be like, I think it's this person. Why? Just look at this search history. Bye, space. Have fun. You guys are cute. With that, I was out with my oldest niece. I thought I was gonna. Well, every time I go out with my daughter, I think people are gonna come over and think we kidnapped her because of the way she screams when we put her in a freaking cart. I love my daughter very much, but she's very stubborn, is a good word for it. She won't listen when we tell her not to touch something, and when we tell her it's time to go to a different aisle, she refuses. So we put her in vocal. That's a good word. So we've put her in the cart now. But putting her in the cart results in her screaming bloody murder. So I'm just waiting for somebody to walk up to me and go prove this is your child. So I'm like, please don't do this to me, Sora. Just please don't do this to me. I don't want to get accused of kidnapping you. Like, you would not be my first choice. with how much she gives attitude, how much she fights back, I'm like, you wouldn't be my first choice. That sounds terrible, but the whole situation is really messed up when you're a parent. Like, you're thinking all sorts of scenarios. You think people are judging you every time your child does something, says something, screams, gets upset. Like, she'll scream at random times in the middle of the supermarket or whatever. She's not happy. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get kicked out. We're going to be one of those people. Sometimes she'll throw a fit and I'm just like, I'm walking out. I'm done. I can't do this. And then my husband's like, no, we gotta teach her that we won't be affected by the scream. I'm like, you won't, but I will. And I'll be affected in the way that we leave because I'm not putting up with it. That's how I'm affected. That's how I'll react. Well, that's nice. Maternity leave is nothing. I didn't go on maternity leave until the day I was induced. Actually, yeah, never mind. That was another bad job. I should have just quit, but I didn't. And yeah, it's whatever. It's all gone now. It's all gone now. Don't have to think about it much. Mm-hmm. I agree, Wolf. Bye, Shari. No, I said 2 hours, but I think I'll call it here. Everybody seems to be tired tonight. So let's call it here, lovely little Titans, and I will see you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye, everybody.